Okay. So module pool means normally, so module pool is a collection of screens, okay, and flow logic, menu bars and ABAP code that will we use to build applications. So basically, module pools we are using to create the custom applications. Like SC11 is one of the transaction, SC38 is one of the transaction. So SC38, what we are doing first, we are giving the program name, then we are click on create. Next one pop-up will come, that is next screen. It is screen sequence. Once we click on save, then it will go to the editor. In editor, once we click on activate, it will come one more pop-up where object it will show REP, PT or REPS, which object we are going to activate. All right, after activating, if you go to selections for the text elements, it will open new screen. So it shows the screen navigations. All will be interlinking with AC38 at basic level. So similar kind of requirements will come from the client whenever they need special application which SAP is not supporting. So we have to build the logic for that. So we can achieve those requirements through module pool programming. So here you can see collection of screens we have to design. Okay, we have to the basic thing is transaction code only. After that will be collection of screens. It might be single screen or multiple screens. Between screen to screen we call as a flow logic. So we have to create menu bars for every screen, top menu bar, function keys, application toolbar and all. And the screen flow logic will work through ABAP code. Okay, so typically the transaction code calls the application, will refer the module pool and initial screen number. So once we execute the transaction code, it will call the first screen, whatever we mention the transaction code. From that screen, the flow logic will start. Based on the logic, based on the buttons or whatever we do activity on the screen level, based on that, it will go to the next screens. Okay. And you can see structure of dialog programming. So either dialog programming or module pool programming or transaction programming, all are same. Okay. Structure of dialog program or module pool programming. Because in modulation techniques, we have subroutines includes, right? There we are creating subroutines by using perform keyword. But here we are creating through module keyword. So that's why we call it as a module pool programming. But why we are calling here dialog programming is we'll get many of the dialogues. All the pop-ups we call as a dialog programming. Again, why we are calling transaction programming. So we are creating custom transactions for this. So that's why we are calling transaction programming. Okay. So this is a simple diagram how application is working. See, first whenever we call the transaction, okay, first time, it will call the screen number 100. Consider SC38, we are calling the screen number 100. We have to provide the screen program name and we have to click on create. So whenever we click on create, it will call this piece of code module we call this. You can see this node symbol or external nodes we can say. So it will call this piece of code. There we are handling to call another screen 200. 200 is example in SC38 we are providing title and type of the program, executable program. Consider that pop-up is a 200. Again there once we click on save, it will go to the ABAP editor. Then it will call some more modules. Some more modules, it's ABAP code only in the form of module. Okay, starting module, some description and end module. Like that it will be blocks will create. There once we handle, then it will call 300 and finally it will end that chain. Okay. So if you click on back in 300, it will go to 200. There once we click on back, it will come to 100. Or if once you click on exit, it will directly close the transaction at any position. Understood this flow? Between 100
Yes,
to 200, there are some nodes. Those 3 nodes we call as a screen flow logic. Okay. This code will generate. From there, we have to create different modules. Okay.
okay, sir.
Yeah. So this process flow, how it is working. You can see first dialog, whenever we call first screen, uh, actually in module pool, we have some events, okay, PBO and PA events, process before output, process after input. Okay, whenever we call screen number 100, process before output code will call. So this is one of the event. Whatever the modules created under this event, those modules will execute. So then 100 screen will display. It's like it's kind of initialization, we can say. Suppose before screen output, we wanted to display date and time. Whenever we open the screen first time, date and time automatically it will display. That means we have to initialize those two variables. Once it displays the screen number, there consider SE38 program name is not there. We have to enter in SE38, right? Then we have to click on create. That is after input. We provide screen number. When we click on create, then it will call further code that we call as a process after input. So that whenever we call this attributes pop-up, that is calling after providing some inputs. Okay, so PA module will call. So and in SE38, once we click on create, we'll call that attributes pop-up, right? So that is different screen. So first it will execute the PAA in from 100 screen, and PBO also should work for 200 screen. Before and after it will work like this. Totally, suppose once we create the report in SA38, we click on save and activate. That code will store in the database. So finally, all this screen sequence, whatever we provide the data will store directly finally in the database. Okay. So components of dialog programming or screen programming or module pool programming or transaction programming. Four names we have. Okay. So transaction code is one of the component. We should have transaction, otherwise program will not work. We are creating in SE38 only, but transaction code is mandatory because this is module pool programming, not executable programming. Include program also will not work. Subroutines also will not work. Okay, all are we are getting in SC38 because include subroutines are part of the executable programming, then only program will work. Here we are creating module pool programming, M type, not one type. M type we are creating. For this program, we should have transaction, otherwise program screen application will not work. There are number of screens, there are number of GUI status. GUI status means menu bars and all we have to create. This we created at the time of interactive reports. We create some EKQO, EKPO buttons. So that we set P of status is the keyword. Here also that we call as a GUI status. Here also we are creating those. In ABAP program we have to create in SE38. Screen flow logic we have to mention. So screen flow logic means PBO and PA events. DynPro numbers we have to mention. ABAP modules we have to create. Okay. So individual components. So we told us transaction code screens are the components. Now again screen having four components inside screen. Okay, attributes of the screen. Which is screen? It is a full screen or a pop-up screen or context screen. We have to mention that properties of the screen and who created and all will store here properties. And element list. What are the elements? What are the input uh, boxes? What are the output boxes? What are the radio button check boxes in the screen level? All we can see UA elements we can see in this element list. Flow logic, PBO and PA modules will be created in this flow logic. And we have a layout designer where we can create the layout of the screen, like painting we are aware of, right? Or drag and drop kind of thing. We have to design the buttons, radio buttons and all we have to create. Okay. And transaction code. Transaction code starts the sequence whenever we punch this transaction in the command bar, it will call it first screen. And transaction code can be created in SE93 transaction. SE93 is a transaction to create the other transaction. Okay. Understood this point? We have to create custom
Yes, sir.
transactions by using SE93 transaction. Okay. So transaction code link the ABAP programming. So in and initial screen. Okay. So to call the screen sequence in the program level, we have to use call screen keyword. Suppose we are in 100, we wanted to call 200, we have to mention call screen 200. Then only it will go to from 100 to 200. Initial screen will execute in from transaction level only because transaction level will mention 100 and program name, which program. It will execute 100, but 100 to 200 we want to go. So then that time we want to use this keyword, call screen 200. Next time call screen 300. Not only always 100, 200, 300, it is our choice. Screen numbers will start from 0 to 49. In between, we have a 9,999 options. In between, we have 11 options are, we need to ignore. Those are all, applicable for SAP. 1000 to 1000 levels, 1011 we can't use. So that is reserved for SAP. So you might be seen that options at the time of table maintenance creation. I was shown that option that time.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, we have that ranges 0 to triple line and 1011 to 49s. That is our range we have. In between only we can create any, we can give any numbers. Okay, and screens. Okay, so each dialog in SAP system is controlled by one or more screens. So dialog means one of the transaction we call. Okay, so how can we create the screens? By using SC50 and transaction. Okay, and next one, GUI status menu bars. So we can create menu bars, standard toolbar, application toolbars by using this GUI status. The transaction code is SC41 in ABAP Workbench. Okay, so in ABAP program, it should be type should be M type. Okay, we can read out this. Now, this is important. Events in MPP. These are all interview questions. What are the events in module pool programming? Okay, PBO, process before output. So which is process before the screen is displayed. Okay, and PA event, which process after the user action on the screen. User action means once we fill some info. Suppose we are creating student information, we need to fill all the student information. Finally, we click on save, then it will store in the database. So we click on save, that is our user action. So after that, whatever we are doing insert statement and all in database, that will be written in this PA event. And process on help request, value request. This is similar to classical report. We have a process on selection screen on help request, selection screen on value request. Okay, by providing F4 option. Okay, this help request is F1 option, value request for F4 option. And classical report we use for file F4 option. When we click on that F4, it will show all the drives wherever we can select the particular path through F4 option. F1 means just information or documentation. Okay, so these are all the transactions we are using for module pool programming. SC38 to create the program, M type program, module pool program. SC51 to create the screen, SC41 menu. For every screen there is a menus. You have to create using menu painter is a transaction. And SC93 to create the custom transaction. Description is maintain transactions. Okay. And SC80 is the basic ABAP object repository or object navigator we call. So all these transactions, menu painter, screen painter, ABAP painters can be created in SC80. We can do everything in SC80 or we can create individually and we can interlink all. So SC80 is not only for module pool, this is ABAP workbench basically. Okay. And we have one more concept, table controls in module pool. Uh, like where we can handle that tabular format in the screen level. Tabular format means normally in SC11, what are the screen buttons we have? We have a database, table, views, data type, right? Those are all the components of data dictionary. So those there we created radio button. We have to select whenever we create table, we have to click on the first radio button and we have to mention table name. Table name where we are mentioning, there is an input box and we have a create display change buttons. So we don't have any tabular format there. But if you aware of the TMG, once we create the TMG in SM30, once we open it is showing the data, tabular data in the columns and rows format. Similar way in module pool also we can create a tabular format in the screen level. Okay, some of the screens, all functional T codes are in the tabular format only. Many of the transactions. So they are maintaining data in rows and columns format, plants creation or story locations creations and all. So those are all created by table controls. So this is one more concept. We need to handle that in screen level rows and columns. For that also we have to create different logic. Okay, these are all the concepts. Let me create a small module for programming, and tomorrow we'll take any real-time scenarios. Any queries still now?
No, sir.
Okay, C80. So we have to start the activity from SC. Sorry, we have to start the activity from programming level. First, we have to create program. Then we have to create other dependent objects. Screens or GS status, transaction, all can be created based on the program. So here I'm just selecting program in the drop down. Okay, here we have to give the custom program name. SC38 also we can create the program. I'll show from everything in SC80, and next session we'll use the individual transactions. Z11 MPP. Okay. Once we enter the program name, here we don't have any create button. But once you click on display, if the program is not there, it will ask us to create. Are you able to see this message?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, program does not exist. Create this object.
Create object.
Yeah,
Okay.
click on yes means it will ask us to create. Now this is a program, but in this pop-up, if you see, there is one checkbox, create with the top include. Okay, if you select this tick mark, it will automatically consider as a modulable programming. If you're not selecting, and next time, next pop-up, next continuous pop-up, it will ask which type of the program. Otherwise, now we are mentioning this, by default, it will take as a module program. I'm just copying this,
Got it.
click, click on continue. See, next it will ask us to create top include. So top is generated instead of stars, we just mention the program name. I just copied, put underscore. So program underscore top. It's a top include. Top include we are using for global declarations. Once you declare internal table in the top include, you can use the same internal table for screen number 100, 200, 300, any screens. You don't need to declare again. Okay, once you store the data in first screen global internal table, and the same data can be carried till the screen number 10 or 11 in this case sequence. So global declarations means like it's a kind of S11 data declarations or data objects creation. So in the top include, once you create, so we can use the same data in the runtime until we close the application. Okay, just click on continue here, top include. So both will create. See, now it is asking, you can see here automatically it select as a module pool. However, we can change. Okay. So description, it is showing program some name. We can change this description. Okay. Then click on save. This pop-up you are aware, right? In SC38 will get this pop-up.
Yes, sir.
Because here also we are creating program. We have to provide in relevant details. Click on save. It will ask the package. Save in that package, save in the transport. Yes. Okay. Saved. See, here include is created under this program. Okay, if you double click on this program, you see, this is a normal program, SC38 screen only. You can see include is added by default. And you can see here type it is module pool programming, not the report. If for includes, it will show here include. If it is a report, it will show here report. Now it is module pool, that's why it is showing module pool programming. Okay. So now double click on this. Okay, I'm just declaring some variables in this top include data work area student stu type. I'm creating work area z11 student. Is it correct? Our table name. Double click on this. Yes, this is our table. Okay, so work area is created. I'm just activating. Sorry, not activating at this moment. So work area is created. I'm just click on save. Next, I'm creating the screen here. Right click, create screen. Are you able to see this one? Screen option.
Yes, yes, sir.
Right click on the program,
Yes,
click on
sir.
create. So now see, it is a program name here. Screen number we have to mention. I'm just creating screen number 200. Okay, continue. You see what are the components in screen? Attributes.
Element list,
It's the
flow
properties
logic.
of flow logic and layout. Layout is here. You can see. Remaining or like activate, checkbox, execute or part of normal screens. Layout is additionally came. So here we have to design the paint. We have to design the screen. So description is student report in the attributes. Here you can see screen type, normal screen or sub screen or model dialog box. Sub screen means in the selection screen, have you aware of tabbed block? We created tabs in the selection screen.
Right, sir. Yes.
Yes, similar way here also will create sub screens. So tabbed block considered as a sub screens here also. Those are all we created with the selection screen variable, selection screen, tabbed block, tab 1, tab 2 we created. Okay, here we need to create with the subscreen area. Okay, model dialog means just now we got some attribute pop-up or a package, it is asking package, it is asking transport. Those are all model dialog box. So those are all created by SAP. Now we need to create those kind of similar kind of pop-ups that we call as a model dialog box. Now 200 I'm creating as a normal screen, so I'm not changing this. Okay, and no other values I'm mentioning. Okay, remaining or not required. We have to take care of this, but 90% we'll use only these two, remaining or we are not using. Okay, next go to element list. Element list, nothing. It will not update now. After creating layout only, it will be display here. Next, flow logic. By default, you can see process before output, process after input. Two events are created and two modules also generated, but modules are in the comment mode. We have to enable those. Okay, process before output. If you want to write any logic, you have to write in the status module. After input means what will happen when user clicks on create, what we call in SAP, it's a user command. When users clicks on some button or activate or save, all we call as a user
User
commands.
command. Yes, sir.
That's why you can see here module user command. It's this a module.
Oh, oh, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now first I'll create the status bar. I just uncommented. Double click on this module. So we can create separate include or we can create in the main program also. So PBOS does not exit create. Yes. So it will ask that, do you want to go with the new include? So we are not creating that much big application. So I'm going with the main program instead of creating another includes and all. I just click on continue. So it will go to the main program. You can see. So this is our main program. You can see module pool. Here it is created module. You can see here. Understood. You can see module status 200 input end module.
Yes,
Similar
sir.
way,
Got it.
yeah, it is working like a subroutine. Okay. Here you can see PF status. This is EA status. By using we can create by using SC41 we can create SPF status. And title bar, this is there is no transaction, so we just need to click on double click and we can create here. Okay, I just uncommented this. Here we have to give our relevant name. Okay, I can mention student only. Also student. So just I provide the names. We have to create means we have to double click and create. Once we created this, here you can see those options. Now, as of now, we created a screen. Include fields means that work area comes under as a field. All variables will comes under fields option. So now I'm creating set PF status SC41. Double click on this student. See, GA status does not exist. Create yes. Save the program before going to the next screen. Yes. So this is a pop-up. Here we have to mention short text. Here also we have to mention normal box or dialog box context menu. Okay. So context menu is menu bar related things, dialog or normal screen. Subscreen, we don't have any menu. It's just part of the main screen. So dialog box also we have a PF status we have to create. So currently we are creating for normal screen. Just click on continue. See here, PB PBO module is added because just now we double click on that status module. So that's why it is added. Now, once we activated this GA status, that will also add it. We can see here menu bar, application toolbar, function
Yes,
keys.
sir.
Yeah, we have all three function keys. I'm just scrolling down. You can see all function keys we can create. Okay. So function keys means basically it's a here it is toolbar. You can see here back buttons and all. So we want back button to enable this back. Just write the function codes. It's a standard function code back and exit. We don't need to write any logic. Okay, you just mention the names, it will work. So this three is required. We are not doing any save or continue. We're just using back, exit, cancel. Others we are not using in our application. I'm just minimize this. So three things are done. Next for menu bar. Okay. So I'm just adding one menu. See shortcuts I'm adding. Okay, so double click on this. See, once you double click on, you can see drop down is generated. We can create here. So I'm just creating shortcuts SC11, EDIC, then one more SC38. I mean, we can create function codes or we can directly link the transactions also, ABAP. SC93. Example purpose I'm creating, but in student report, it's not required. They're asking to create menu bar for custom application, we can create. So I just added three shortcuts. Okay, double click on this S11. So it is asking function attributes. Okay, DDIC, okay. Icon name, icon text, it is data dictionary. In application type, we have to mention it's a function code or transaction. We have to select internal use. We have to mention it's a call transaction function. It's not a system function. Okay, exit command. This also will act as a. I'll tell you in next section. Call transaction will not currently we are using internal use. If SAP is mentioned anywhere in H type in the programming, that time if you are creating any custom menus, we should also use H type. Okay, currently it is a calling transaction. Just select T type. Continue. So that is done. Next SC38. Here also it is T. So icon. We don't have icons. So I'm just continuing here. Here also I was missed by mistake only. We don't have any icon text. You can mention if you want here. This is 93. Here also it is T type. Continue. Okay. So I just maintain the values for these three. Okay, just click on save. No application toolbar. I'm not adding this. You are aware, right? In interactive report, we created EKKO, EKPO application toolbar. Here, if you want, we can create application toolbar buttons. Okay. Currently, I'm not
Okay,
creating
sir.
anything. I just click on save, check, and activate. You can see it. Short name is CUID. Okay. Okay, it is activated. Now here you can see GA status. Student is a GA status. You can see here it is added. Just click on one step back and we'll create the title also. Line number 23. Student, just double click on this. This title means application title. We don't need to maintain much here. So in the only this pop up here, we need to write the title. Student report. Continue. That is also created. You can see here GA title is added. Okay, now select the program, right click and activate. So what are all pending? All will be activated at a time. You can see 4 objects are not yet activated. So when we can activate all together. So don't try to activate individually because we might refer the other include program in current include or other activity in current program. If that is not activated, it will throw error. Try to activate all at a time in the application type when you are creating application or function groups and all. Now this status activity is done. Okay, now we have to create the layout. After layout, we'll create the user command or user command we can create now. So what are the buttons in the screen? We just added. Let me show you. Main program I'm creating this user command. We have only 3 function codes under program. One is back, cancel, exit. So I'm creating here psi, case psi you come. I'm handling through system function. Psi you come. When it is a back, leave program. It is a exit or cancel. In both case I'm also writing leave program. So leave here both case we are using leave program because we have only single screen application. When there is a multiple screens, we have to write leave to screen. Previous screen number we have to write mention. So that and all you'll understand actual application. When others also I'm just writing leave program only. We just need to handle exceptions. When you're doing application, make sure this should be written. Otherwise, once you executed, screen will stuck. You will not able to click on back or you will not able to close the screen. Okay. You have to terminate your system or you have to shut down your system. That is the only option we have. See, all dependent code is created. Okay, PBO and PA events. Now we have to design the layout. Go back to the flow logic. So we are in flow logic. Click on this layout. Any queries till now?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is a screen painter, SC51 transaction, individual transaction, or we can do in SC80 also. I'll make it as a maximum screen. You can see here, we have a text field. We can use this and input field. Okay, checkbox, radio button, push button. This is tab strip control. Tab strip means subscreen. You can see that 3 tabs are showing in the icon. It's like a table block in selection screen. We can create that. Table block without wizard. This one I'll tell you differences at the time of code. And we have a box, background box. Like in selection screen, we have selection screen, big enough block with a frame. It's kind of frame only. Okay, we have this table control. This is subscreen area when we create tabbed screen. Okay, tab strip control. For every tab we have to create subscreen area. Okay, with this. And this is tab control and tab control with wizard, similar to tab strip without I'll tell you later. Custom control where we can put the images and all, and status icons. If you mention any status when we are doing activity, we can maintain those status. This are all very less. We mostly use first 5 to 6 only. Tab strip and table control. This is consider we got the 10 requirements. Out of 10, we'll do 1 or 2 in tab control or tab strip. Okay, remaining we are using normal inputs and output buttons only. So I'm just creating some box here. I see box is generated. Okay, background. So once you double click, it will open the properties here. Okay, so I'm just maintaining name is box1. Okay, text student report. Text means it's just title. You can see here title is added for the box. Just close. That is done. Next, we have to add the here student inputs. I just want to expand this. Okay. So now if you see here some icon here, dictionary program fields from fields Windows F6. Out of these 3 icons, like middle icon I'm referring, blue with red color. Hello.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, first I'll tell you here. So if you want to create student number, mention here description, student number. That is one. And right side input is the input box. This is text one. It's a label one, and this is an input. Like that, we have to create all screen designing, and finally we have to create submit button or refresh buttons and all. This is the way, one of the way to create each and every field. And in application, we create one work area globally, right? Through work area also we can design here. So I'm just click on this button, middle button. This pop-up will come here. You can say get from program. Click on get from program. You can see fields are loaded. SYST. Okay, these two are system environment variables. It is available in any application. So that is not the case, but you can see in work area it is loaded. Work area with all relevant fields. Because for work area we provide a student information, so automatically work area will load here with all the fields. So I wanted all the fields. Okay, continue. You see here that all the fields is displaying. I'm just mentioning here. Okay, because these 3 fields are too much length. That's why it is truncated here. Just adjust it. Just click on save. I just click on save now. I wanted to. I'm just activating this. It's not allowing editing. I think server is slow. Let me close and log in again. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think server is slow. Let me try to log in again. Yeah, it's a server problem. Try to log in again. I'm just closing other sessions. SCAT. Here, see, go to the screen 200. Click on change. Click on the layout. Okay. So it is added here. Just double click on this. Here you can see what is the field name, last name. Length is 50 characters. Okay, it is truncated means it is in database level length is too much. So in the it is here it is overlapping. That's why it is truncated. We got that message. I'm just mentioning here 30 characters. Now this truncated symbol should not come or 40 largest. Here also 40 visible length. Still we have options 45 we can give. Defined length and visible length. Defined length was in database it's 50 characters. Here visibility options we have 48. 2 characters for this differences. This is you can see here email we have 241. but here visible we can able to see 48. So this also will make it as a 48. Okay, let me put it this also 48. Okay, and this is also truncated 100 to 48. Okay, you can see automatically work area and hyphen address was added in background. Okay, films. Now we have to create labels. Okay, the first one is, you can see here, properties, short properties will come in the top also. CLT means it's a client. So double click on this here, type answer. Client. Okay, and here right side name is text one, you can mention. Client, next one, student number. Here you can mention text two. Okay, what is first one? Text one, and I'm just giving underscore to provide the space. Okay, and third one you can double click here, you can see F name. So okay, the first name description based on the variable. First name. Underscore means it's not an underscore. I'm just giving space. It is creating the line. Okay, and next one, it is last name. Text 4. Last name. Last name. Email. Okay, this one is email. Text 5. Text 5. It is email. Why this first name is showing a blue color? I think name is we didn't maintain. This is text 3 is the name. Okay, next one. Age. Text is age. Here it is. Text 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 to 1. Any queries, guys, on this?
Yes, sir.
No. Any queries
No, no.
or understood? This one, text
Yeah.
7 name. Text 7 is just identifier, but text is foregone purpose. We need to see what is actual field is. Right side you can see it's address. So here we have to mention label as a address. This is text 7. Next one, location. This is text 8. Okay. Location. Date of joining. Next one, text 9. Next, year, current year. Okay. Text 10. Next one is last one, student feeds it text 11. Number should not same. If you use text and should not use next time. Those are all unique. It will give dumps. So last one is fees. Just crossing. I was type in just space. Okay. Understood till now? Just click on save. Activate. Yeah, it's trying to activate. Okay. It's not it's taking too much time. See, it is showing old version. Just creating new session. Okay, network broken. I'm not sure it was saved or not. Just logging again, guys. Let's see. SC18. Layout. Okay, it got saved. Let me check activate again. Yeah, this pop-up will come whenever click on activate. DYNP, Dyne Pro number. Click on continue. It will activate it. Okay, so it got activated. Right click and activate the full program. Still we have to write some code. Okay, just click on this 200. Now we are in flow logic. Okay, so screen is designed and we have to by default initialize student number 1. Okay, let me go to SC11. We'll see students information. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, student information contains execute. So these are the student information. Student number 1 is a Naresh. Okay, so we want to initiate the student number 1. By default, whenever we execute application, always it will show the student number 1, because we created only single program to understand. So it should be processed before output, because we are initializing that value student number 1. So here I'm writing that select query, select single, because single record start from Z11 underscore student into work area.
Work
Work
area.
area
Right.
we created now, the top include same we can use,
Yes, sir.
where S and O equal to 1. Okay, deep enter student number 1. Yeah. Okay, if size about C not equal to 0, message student data is not found. This will come before screen display only. And okay, if not equal to 0, just click on save, activate. So work area we're just filling, but how it will display in second screen? In module pool also we took that variable declaration from work area only, right? If you double click on that inputs in the layout, background is showing work area iPhone student number 1, work area iPhone F name LM. Did you observe those? So hello. So here we are filling work area, right? And this
Yes,
select
sir.
query
Yes,
Mm,
sir.
for
Right.
yes, sir.
student. So work area is filled. Okay. So how we are displaying in normal report, we wanted to use write keyword. Here we don't need to use
Yes,
write
sir.
keyword. In this screen, so how these inputs are generated, we took it from the program here, right? So if you see what is the first field, background variable, I just double click, you can see here what is the name, work area underscore student iPhone client. This means we are displaying that value.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Right,
so
sir.
once select query works,
Oh,
automatically output will come. So I'm just going back to the flow logic. So I'm just activating total. Now how we can execute this program? We should create the transaction code. I'm just continuing. It is showing we are editing. Editing means this right side screen, you can see it is in display mode, edit mode. So just click on here, display pencil symbol. So now it is in display mode. Now try to activate. Function group or module pool, there should not be any object should be in the edit mode. All should be in the display mode. Then only activate will work. Now activated, right click, create transaction. Okay. So in transaction code, how many reports we created till now, guys? We might create 20
20.
reports. Okay, in our, so for every reported we executed in SC38, but in real time users will not have SC38 access. For every report we should create transaction code. Since those are all executable program, I didn't create transaction. So how transaction is created, we need to go SC93, there we have to click on create by providing name, or here also you see I just right click, this is the second pop-up. After mentioning the T code name and click on create, in SC93 also this pop-up will come. So see, you can see this is a transaction code I am creating, Z11 underscore STU, here description, student report. Okay. 5 ways we can create the transaction, not 5 ways, for 5 purpose we can create the transaction. You can see now we are creating module pool. Okay, what we call other name, module pool programming or dialog programming or screen programming or transaction program. It's a dialog program. We have, you can see out of 5 we have dialog transaction is first one, program and screen. But in normal reports, okay, so in sales report we created, what is the, once we execute what will come first, selection screen. That is second one you can see here. Program with selection screen, report transaction. You have to select this radio button when you are creating transaction with that for those with the reference of those programs. Okay. Now I'm going with first one, continue. And next one is oops concept method. Only for method we can create. And transaction with variant. By default, transaction having some selection screen. We don't need to provide every time. Once you execute it, automatic direct output will come. And transaction with parameter means this is for SM30. Suppose we have a student table, we created TMG for student table. Okay, now in real time in production system, end user is supposed to maintain the table in SM30. So SM30 is a whose transaction it is SM30? Which model it comes under? Okay, SMs are related to basis. Okay, I mean
Okay,
Ababus
sir.
can
Yes, sir.
also use.
Okay, sir.
Now we are
Mm.
using right as Ababus SM30 we can also use, but it's basically it's a technical transaction. Okay, so we should not give access to users in production. So in that case, what the client suggested, or we supposed to suggest to them clients, so we'll go with the parameter transaction. Parameter means once they execute a parameter directly, they can able to see that screen, TMG screen, not the first screen. First screen we need to give table and we click on maintain. Then it will go to the entries. Second screen directly they can able to see users and they can maintain their entries in the table level. That is transaction with parameter. I'll give you document this for material also. Okay, different transactions. So now we are going with program and screen. Continue. So these are the inputs. What is the program name? The left side one only. I'm just copying from here. There is a program. There's a screen number. It's a 200. We have only one screen. In that case, we can directly mention same screen number. If you have multiple screens, you have to give the first screen in the screen sequence. Suppose 100 is the first screen based on your logic. If you provide here 200, then it will be issue. You should give the basic screen. Okay, here select SAP GUI for HTML, Java, Windows. We have to select this support. Okay, because we have users can able to log in through web browser also. Same screens will come, but little bit different coloring and all. So that's why it's this transaction should support. Okay, this is by default you have to select G for HTML, G for Java, G for Windows. Because now we are in Windows. Okay, G for Java means who are working from different software like Apple laptops and all, who are using Mac systems. So this transaction should work for them also. And who are working from web URL, it should work for the SFG for HTML. Okay, all should be selected. Then only it will work. So now I'm just click on save. It will ask the package. It's a new object. Program is separate, transaction is separate. Remaining screen and all part of the screen, part of the program. So that time it will not ask. But transaction is a separate object because we started with Z, right? It's a custom object. Click on continue with the transport. See, transaction also added. Just right click and activate all. Okay, it's done. Now we are in transaction. You can see for transaction also we have execute, or you can first I'll execute this. Are you able to see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah. What is the output? You see this. This is a GUI title. This is a GUI menu, just a PF status. You can see back, exit, cancel is enabled, remaining or disabled because we enable only these three. And you can see shortcuts came, menu bar. You can see data dictionary, ABAP dictionary, transaction code. We added now these three in the menu bar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is a PF status in that module status module. We added that GSS PF status as a student name. Once we double click, we got this right menu bar, standard toolbar, function keys. These are all the three function keys. We added only back, exit, cancel. Application toolbar, we didn't mention anything. That's why it is empty. And menu bar, we added shortcuts. And next to that, we have GUI title. This is the GUI title, student report. And this
Yeah,
is the
yes, sir.
layout
Yes, sir.
means just body of the screen. when we design layout. This is the box title. You can see this is a frame, and we took all these variables from the work area. Okay. So now select by default select query works. So whenever we execute transaction, you see by default data is there. So because we wrote that select query in PBO module, not in PAA module. PBO will work before screen display.
A4 screen. Okay.
Okay. You see student number one came, client 800, all the data come. So I don't want this in the input. See, now I can delete this. But client will ask, all should be in the gray out. So we should not able to, user should not able to see this in edit mode. Okay, so what we can do, go back to the screen. Now we can execute this transaction or copy this transaction name, open new session. So I just click on this create session. Here you can mention the transaction, enter. You see, it will act as a SC38, how SC11, how it is working. Similar way, that transaction also will work. Okay, I'm just closing this. Now you understand, right, how transactions will work, custom transactions.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now go to the screen. What is that? Their requirement? All UA elements should be in gray out. Okay. Go to this element list. So now see all labels are added. Text one client, text two serial number, text three F name. All variables are added, right? All the names. Here you can see output and input option. This is input. This is output. Let me enable. So see, for client, this is input is enabled. Just remove this. Output is selected. Okay. I'm just removing all input options. Checkbox. For text, we don't have any input output. This is just label. Okay. Only a work area related fields we have because the content is coming in those areas only. And location also we just remove. See here, current here. And last one is fees. Just remove all. Just click on save and activate. So I'm just going back. Now execute a transaction. See, we got the output, but it is gray out. We will not able to edit. This display as our plain text, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is just one screen design. Now I wanted to display screen numbers, student numbers based on the selection screen. Okay. So then we have two screens. First screen we are giving student number and second screen will get the student data. I'm just going back, create the new screen here. I'm creating screen number 100. Create screen number 100. Okay. Continue. Student report. Okay. Normal screen. Element list will create in the layout. Flow logic. Just enable this. Enable the user command. Double click on the status. This is 100 related status. Okay. Just click on yes. Select in the main program only. Here also will have that GS status and all. You see PF status and all enable. This is first screen. So I'm just creating here student one. New number because student we already created for 200 screen. Title also I'm just creating student one. Double click on this. Yes. This are all we already done for other screen. Okay, student report. Continue. You can see menu bar, application toolbar, function keys. I'm not giving all. I'm just enabling back cancel exit. Caps letter. Okay. Just click on save and activate. Shortcuts we already done menu bar for second screen. This is first screen we are creating. First screen back exit cancel is enough. So it is activated. Just go back one step, create the title. Yes, here it is, student report. Continue. It is also done. Just save. Just go back one step. Screen flow logic. Now we have to create user command. Click on main program. It is similar to first program, just copying from there. Here you can see 200 screen, same code I'm just copying. Just maintaining here. So what will happen when back exit happen? Leave program. Okay, since it is a, I'll make it as 100 as a first screen. Okay, now I'll go to 200. Now 200. When we click on back, it should go to the 100 screen. See, I'm changing. Leave to screen 100. Okay, exit and cancel leave program. Let it be. Okay, you have to leave the program. Exit cancel will terminate the process. Now you understand, right? When we are in 200, we have to
Yes,
go
sir.
back
Yes, sir.
100. Yeah. So now in the 100 screen, back we have exit, we have cancel, we have. I'm having here one more option. Oh, okay, I'll add later. Now this is a process, right? Just click on save. Now we have to go back to the screen logic 100. Okay. Now create the layout for 100 screen. Save. Go to the layout.
So this is second screen right now, no?
Yeah, we are doing second screen, 100 screen number 100. But in sequence level, I'm changing the sequence. 100 will be the first and 200 will be second screen.
Okay, okay.
I have a problem with this screen painter. This is a old screen painter. We have to log out and log in again. So what I'll do before going that in top include, I'm creating that selection screen variable. I'll go to this work area, top include, just creating GV underscore student SNO or GV underscore student number type Z11 underscore student hyphen SNO field reference. I'm going. Click on save, say activate. Okay, it is activated. Let me log out and log in. Screen painter is corrupted, so we have to log out and log in. I'm just double click on this server again. Need to log in. Pass 1234 SC80. So go to the screens. 100 screen we have to design. Go to layout. See now it is loading. Graphical painter, graphical screen painter. Okay, now it is in display mode. Click on here, change. Okay, now I'm just creating box. Okay, so this is what is the text for this? This is box one. Box one means in this screen it is the first box. That's why I'm creating. Other screen that is different. So here text is student report, and in the screen I'm creating label student number. Here it is text one. Okay, now input we have to mention. Okay, so that GV underscore SNO, that was a variable, right? Just now we created in the top include. So because student number should be stored in the some variable whenever user is entered. Okay, next Here I'm creating SCR search. Okay, button I'm creating search button. Okay, starting will not take this. Okay, here it is, button one. Okay, so still it is blue color, means it is expecting to fill some more parameters. See, I just double click. This is full parameter screen. Are you able to see this pop up?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What are the blue, pink color function code it is expecting? It's a button now. We have to give some
Yes,
function
function code.
code. Function code means it's a SIUCOM. I'm creating
Yep. One.
SCAR. SCAR, 4 letters. You can give some more letters also. 4 letters is enough. SCAR. Okay, it's a search. And see, now it is white color. Go to that main pop-up. Now see, blue color is gone for that with that
Yes,
information.
sir.
Okay, close this, save, check, activate. I'm directly doing activate. Let's see, it will activate. It will take the time. See, now got the pop-up. Continue. Okay, here click on flow logic. It got activated. Okay. Now come to this user command, 100 screen user command. Okay, so this was copied from 200, right? Now we added one more but function code. What is that? SCAR. Okay, we have to add logic for that. When it is SCAR, we added a push button function code. When it
Yes,
is
sir.
SCAR, we have to call screen 200. I was told you right when we talked the theoretical part, call screen
Yes,
is a
sir.
keyword to call the screen number 200. But before calling 200 screen, we have to read the data based on the input. Now, when where we return selections, select query, it was written in the first screen status module. Okay, here also we can write, or we can write in the first screen user command also. Both will be part of, both will be executed in between only, right? As per the screen sequence, I'm adding now here because we need validation. We don't need to go second screen. If the user is the current student is not there, then it should display error message in the first screen only. That's why I'm writing in the first. We can write in the status module also, second screen status module, because GVSNY is a global variable. We can use anywhere. Here we supposed to use GVSNY. GVSNY means whatever user is enter in the screen, first screen that will store here. We are reading data. If work area we are filling, this is a global work area. If it is okay, message will not come. It will call screen 200. And screen 200, we are displaying same work area only. Because work area is it is declared in top include. We can use in both screens. So data will display. If there is no data, we'll get this information message and we can return it. Okay, we will not go into the 200 screen. Okay, let me activate now full application. Activate. So we have menu is pending. I'm just activating this. Now go to the transaction, edit the screen. It should be 100 screen now. Here you can see. Here it is 100 screen. I'm just saving, activating. Activating will not there in screen. Transaction level and just save is there. Just execute now. Are you able to see this now? First screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, mention student number 1, such invalid field format, screen number. Okay. Are you able to see this message? Invalid field format.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, go back to the application. Back also will not work whenever there is error. This is a problem with model. SC80. I'm just opening transaction. Here in the screen design, we need to do some more things. 100 double click. First, we'll go to top include. What is it? Type for GVSNO. Go to student number. SNO, this is Z11 SNO is the data element. Copy this. What is the type here? NumC. Let me show you again. What is the type for student number here?
NumC.
See.
NumC 12 characters. Yeah. Just remember that, I'll tell you. Is student number, it is fine. Okay, go back to the screen number 100. Go to the layout. Okay, this is the format, right? Click on change. We are in display mode. Double click on this input format. So what is the format here? Here you can see format.
Character.
Character.
Yeah, this should be NumC.
Yes, sir.
You can see. So this is mismatching. Okay,
Okay.
just click on save, activate, continue in the pop-up, and close here. Click on flow logic and activate one more time application. Okay, now go to the transaction and execute now. So here mention student number 1, such. You can see the second screen, right? I'm just going back. Are you able to see this output?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just click on back. I'm next give that to student number 2. You can see we got student number 2. Student number 2 also narration in database. Let's type for student number 3 now. See student number 3, Arun. We have student number 4 is there. Click on back again. Now give student number 100. Student data is not found, right?
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay, student, because we wrote that logic. Student number is not there. Student number 10. That is also not there. So this is a basic application. So we'll write some uh, business related application tomorrow.